I'm Kathy Burke.
Got a national treasure in your hands, you know. Apparently.
And I want to get us talking about money.
Money really is a dirty word.
I've experienced both sides of the coin.
Growing up poor, everyone I knew was poor. I was so lucky. Just getting a break.
And I've noticed one thing. Everyone has an opinion on how you got it.
Oh my God, she's such a slut. Not really, I'm smart.
And how you spend it.
Welcome to the Costa del Jaywick.
I'm travelling the country to find out why we just can't help judging other people's bank balances.
You're not allowed to be proud.
I am now.
Yeah,
Fuck it.
And take a closer look at who really is better off.
We don't need money here. We have community here.
Those with money.
As long as you've got access to the internet now, you can just make money.
Or those without.
I'm here to cut the throat of poverty.
Oh, very nice. We all need an Emery. No matter how rich, everyone needs an Emery. I just wish there wasn't such a huge divide, you know, between the haves and the have-nots.
I've got a few quid in the bank nowadays, and I'd say I'm pretty content. But a recent survey revealed that 80% of us would be happier if we had more money.
It's embedded in us that we should be striving constantly to be more successful and more rich. And I think that's probably why the world is so fucked up. It's just all about what can I have, what can I get? I need more money. And it just leads to greed and selfishness. Afternoon.
So where does this attitude come from? Why are we always striving for more? Where better to start than with a couple of old mates who always looked at the funny side of our obsession with money.
Hello, Kathy.
How lovely to see you.
It's like being in a time warp. What's happened to us?
I've known Paul Whitehouse and Harry Enfield since we first worked together over 25 years ago.
Hello, darling.
If I could, I'd give you a great big slobbery COVID kiss.
But you both look very well, I have to say.
darling.
Thank you.
Cheers. Cheers.
Cheers.
Is this the first time the three of us have been together for a while, is it?
Yeah.
Probably is, isn't
Been
it?
a while.
Yeah. Every time I try and organise it, Kath, you say no chance.
The famous character that you did, Harry, from the 80s was Loads of Money, which
Yes.
you wrote. Did you not, Paul? You wrote that
we wrote it together, yes.
Right. Shut! What's happening? What is that? UK8! I'll tell you what that is, right? That is loads of money!
It was a mischievous character because we could sort of poke fun, if you like, at the sort of right-on lefties, even though we probably were a bit right-on, you know.
I think at the time, you know, because it was Thatcher government and all the comedians were really being quite political and, you know, we like a bit of mischief.
It unnerved, didn't it? I mean, people loved Loads of Money because at that time I remember it was sort of the start of the yuppie and all the city boys, really.
Yeah.
Everyone. It's been very different since the late 70s and the early 80s, since Thatcher. And yes, she was very good at going, come on, we all need to be aspirational when we can earn money. Everybody can earn money. You can buy your council house. People can own property. But there was no thought, really, for the people that are just unable to do that.
We wear Chanel and Pierre Cardin. Our friends here wear Next and C&A.
Thank you, Pam. Proof indeed that we are considerably richer than you.
I think considerably richer than you, just came from those middle-class people who've kind of risen and then immediately consider themselves to be above their roots, you know, and look down on the people who are below them. The kind of Thatcherites. I guess that was about money, but that's about status, isn't it? That people buy things and have things, a Rolex or a whatever kind of car or whatever it is, and they want, basically, they are going, I'm better than you, because I've got this.
Yeah.
You know, trainers these days, you know, I've got a better pair of trainers than you, therefore I'm better than you.
It's weird, isn't it? Yeah. I just think that's a big problem with money. We just keep comparing. well, she's got that, so I want that. And he's got that great car, so how am I going to get that great car? I need that great car too. It's like, why do you need that great car? All you need are 4 wheels. And if it's electric, all the better. You just plug it in, charge it up like a phone or a vape. So this is a very nice area. Lots of nice, big, gated homes. It's so funny when you're in a black cab, in the sticks, everyone looks.
I'm on my way to meet self-made millionaire Alfie Best, who's earned his fortune from running a string of caravan parks across the UK.
I'm looking forward to meeting him, actually, because he's worth 340 million quid, which isn't too shabby. And I did read that he wants to get to 1 billion.
I'm meeting Alfie in Surrey at one of his many homes.
Is that the doorbell?
Oh, hello. It's Kathy Burke here to see Alfie.
Oh, I'll let you in.
Thank you.
Oh, very nice. Ooh, it's lovely. Hello.
How are you? Wow, you look amazing.
Oh, this is lovely.
You're dressed for the weather?
Oh, mate, yeah. This is beautiful.
Oh, Kathy, you all right?
All right, Alfie.
Pleasure. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Thank you so much for letting us come and invade your beautiful home. Judging by the driveway, Alfie isn't afraid of showing off how he spends his cash. What's this pink camouflagey thing?
That is a Bugatti Veyron.
How much did that cost you then, Alfie?
This cost us £1.6 million.
Oh, now, who's this coming out?
They're the detailers that come round and valet and detail the cars
Oh,
for
I
us. So,
see.
apologies.
Not at all. So this is your Rolls Royce?
Yeah.
I have to say, it's a very nice looking car.
Thank you very much.
I think it's much nicer than the old-fashioned Rolls Royces, actually.
Do you know what I would say? I think everything has got its beauty.
Yes.
Just to the right person.
See? Like me.
The Jeep at the side of it, there's only 102 of those in the world. Value of that vehicle, about £1,050,000.
Bloody hell.
And that is a work of art.
Do you think people use money to show off their status?
I mean, I think in the acting world and like movies in particular, it's all about how big your Winnebago is to show that you're the biggest star if you've got a big Winnebago. But I do remember on one film saying, I don't need a big Winnebago. I'm very happy to be in one of the little huts. It's fine by me. Thinking everybody else would be on the same page as me, but they weren't. They were all in their big plush fucking Winnies, and I'm out there like a poor arsehole.
Did you always dream of having a place like this?
The truth is, to be really honest, I never gave myself breathing time. I still work as hard today, and the reason I work as hard as I do, I'm terrified of going bust.
See?
Because let me tell you, it can happen to anybody.
Absolutely. Wow. This is beautiful.
Come in, Kathy.
Thank you so much.
These are bespoke pieces made in Italy, specifically for each part of the house.
We all need an emery. No matter how rich, everyone needs an emery.
This is our games and cinema room. The sofa is designed by Lamborghini, and obviously it turns into a complete cinema room.
Oh, nice. Alfie wasn't born into wealth. He grew up on the breadline in a Romany gypsy family. You know, the amount of money you got, which you're very open about.
Yeah.
How does that feel? I mean, I read somewhere that, you know, you want to have more money than the Queen, the royal family.
For me, I live in fear of going bankrupt because I know what it's like not to have it. I was born in the caravan on the side of the road, and in the realms of how society perceive wealth, then we were extremely poor.
Right.
It's so much more difficult to come down than it is to go up.
I think people only live in fear of having no money are the people that have experienced not having any money. I think with people sort of born into wealth, they don't know what it's like. And so if it's never sort of come into your existence that you might not have any money, the fear isn't going to be there.
This is the main master bedroom.
See, that'd drive me mad.
What, the cushions?
Oh, for fuck's sake, man. Whenever I go anywhere where they got all that, first thing I'll chuck them all on the floor.
Do you want to know something? So do I.
Do you? Why you got them then?
The furniture was all commissioned by the same people all the way through, even down to the bathrooms.
Wow. God, they were happy to see you coming, weren't they?
It wouldn't potentially be everybody's taste, but...
It doesn't matter.
I think it's...
It's your taste and it's what your family likes. Anybody else can go whistle. What if one of your kids came home and they went, Dad, I'm a goth and I want everything black?
Funny you should mention that.
Uh-huh.
Because he didn't come home with the earrings and the goths and the tattoos.
Uh-huh.
But the bedroom went that way.
Oh, now, look. Oh, there we go. Yeah, but it's not... But look, you didn't let him do the walls. But what's interesting to me is that your kids are the children of now very, very wealthy parents. So this inheritance thing, your kids will be on the rich list because of inheritance.
What I've done with my children, rightly or wrongly, is have I helped them? Of course I have, you know. But categorically, I've made them paddle their own canoe. They both work. I think it's imperative that you instill in your kids that they know where they come from, not just where they are.
Right. Well, this has been great.
Unfortunately, I've got to work. So, Kathy, it's been a pleasure, and I just want to say thank you. It has been an honour and a pleasure.
Oh, darling. Well, there you go.
See you later.
So this is how Alfie goes to work. It's not too shabby, is it? He'll avoid the traffic this way, you see. Unless Noel Edmonds is up there, of course, flying about.
Have you heard of somebody called Dan TDM?
Dan?
TDM.
Dan TDM. Tedium. Dan Tedium. No.
He's earning around £14.5 million a year with YouTube videos.
Oh, Jesus.
Have you heard of Holly H?
No.
She's 23 years on.
Yeah.
And every time she posts a 15-second clip to TikTok, she's earning about £62,000.
Amazing. Good for Holly.
I understand the way Alfie has made his millions, but things are changing quickly. 53 million of us in the UK have a social media account, and it's created an entirely new economy. We're on our way to a TikTok house, whatever the fuck that is. TikTok is one of the fastest growing social media platforms. Advertisers pay big bucks to promote their products through influencers. We thought it might be quite interesting to go along and chat to a few of these groovy young things about what they do and why they ain't got themselves a proper fucking job. Inspired by the success of similar houses in America, a group of young influencers moved into this swanky gaff, christened it the Wave House, and started making content. And lots of money. Hello? What the fuck are these? It's like an episode of fucking Doctor Who. Oh, you're not at all scary. They can't breathe.
I can't even see, I can't.
Oh, mate.
Right.
Oh, hello, there we go.
How are you?
Hello, lovely young people. I'm Kathy. Very nice to see you. Thank you so much for inviting us to your TikTok house.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
So who's making me a cup of tea then?
Yeah, let's go inside.
So what exactly are these kids selling? Their bizarre series of videos seem to largely consist of them titting about. But that's been enough to get them millions of TikTok followers.
Oh, hello. Got every where you turn, another person. Wow, this is pretty special, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, I'd love a cup of tea, to be honest.
Cup of tea?
Yeah.
I don't know what we've got, you know. I'll have a little...
What do you mean you don't know what you got?
I'm
Better not be
slacking.
Earl Grey.
Oh, don't put me under pressure.
Have you not got any normal tea?
What, like Builder's tea?
Breakfast or Builders?
We can offer you a barista coffee.
I don't drink coffee, darling. If I'd never be off the toilet at my age if I had a coffee. How much money is this house making? And there's no tea. Have you got milk?
You know, we actually drink almond milk in this house.
Oh, for God's sake. You don't have normal cow's milk? Look, there we go. What date is that, babe?
18th.
Oh,
okay. Well, we don't have any milk.
Throw it in the bin. Don't just shut the fucking door and leave it in there. Jesus, these kids.
I can run to the shop.
Would you? Is that be all right, darling? Brilliant. Because I am, you know, I'm your nana's age. And your nana would want a cup of tea, you see, I'm sure.
This is kind of where we make most of our content.
Uh-huh.
Whilst I waited patiently for my cuppa, Spencer and Eloise offered to give me a tour.
It's our calm, zen area, I guess.
Oh, yes, very nice, very zen.
Very zen.
These people are extremely popular. And, you know, if I was still living in my little council flat and didn't have anything, I think the last people I'd want to watch are people that are incredibly rich. I don't know. Some people say it's a form of escapism. But escaping into what? You know, just imagining yourself, I suppose, with that lavish lifestyle. So how many followers does the Wave House have
We're
now?
about to hit 2.9 million.
Amazing.
And then we...
In how many months?
A month.
I mean, what am I doing? I think I'm doing great on Twitter with me. I don't know. I've reached over 400,000
Oh
now.
my God, that is
on
a
Twitter.
lot.
That's great. But I
show
call
me
Boris Johnson a cunt every couple of months, and then it goes up. Flies
That is
up.
what we love to see. I can't lie to you.
It's terrible, really. At my age.
TikTokers can sometimes earn 100 grand a year through endorsement deals. That's over 3 times the UK's average wage.
Look at this. Very Kardashian, isn't it? Wow.
And then in here, you've got the bathroom.
Eloise's first video clearly shows where all the bloody milk went. It was only 15 seconds long, but it became a TikTok sensation and went viral around the world.
So you just sat in a bath of milk?
Took off our mask.
And you took off your mask,
Yeah.
and then everyone's gone crazy for it.
Yeah. And it was like the most surreal experience. Like it was crazy. Like
it sounds fucking crazy. I mean, I'm like, yeah. What the fuck? What was that then?
So weird how it can work. Like the weirdest things.
Eloise's video has been watched by nearly 60 million people, which all adds up to sponsorship and ultimately more money.
Do you mind me asking you how much money you've earned, just say in this last year?
It all depends. It could be anywhere from 100 to 150.
Okay.
Sometimes you can get a video that they might pay you 2K for a video, or sometimes it could range all the way up to, like, you could get packages that could go all the way up to 100K, 200K.
We like kind of use this money that we make off this to like project our future. So maybe we'll go into property or we go into...
I haven't got a problem with this at all. That's what's interesting about money.
Yeah,
People get very embarrassed about it.
Yeah.
Whether they earn fuck all or whether they earn a huge amount, everyone gets a little bit shy.
Yeah.
But I think this is great.
What do you do when you want to make some money?
Theatre work doesn't pay a lot, but, you know, I am lucky because I can do other things. You know, I can be a sort of TV whore, get a little shekel that way. So if you see me popping up on Cat Does Countdown, you know, Kath needs a bit of money.
So, what are you guys thinking?
So, is there some massive corporation running this money-making machine?
Knockety knock knock.
No, just G-Day.
Hello, G-Day.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Who's only 26.
Nice to meet you. How you doing?
I'm good.
I like your trainers.
Thank you, baby.
Yeah,
That pleases me as you're young and cool. May I sit here, yeah?
Yeah, sorry I didn't pull it out. My mum.
Yeah, your
But
mum
It's only because of COVID.
See, that's it. You're not allowed to. So are you the boss, G-Day?
Yeah, I'm the gaffer, yeah.
Okay. And do you live at the house as well?
No, I come up a few times a week. But I still live at home, so.
You still live at home?
Yeah.
Do you know a rough ballpark as to how much money the company has made?
Yeah, we've done we turned over like a few million, which I'm smiling just because like it's obviously as business works, it's not all in the bank at one time, but
yes,
we've turned over like a few million.
Let me put Ghost Train and then they can always.
So this beautiful place that we're in with these vast acres of land.
Yeah.
So you don't own this.
No.
Because you still live at home with your mum.
Yeah, no, I don't own this gap yet. But I know that I will, but it's just a matter of time.
So did you go to university? Did you bother with anything like that? Have you done a proper job in your life, basically?
I used to play football, so like had a scholarship at Ipswich, and then I didn't really want to go to uni, but I did. I realised that there was an opportunity, and I literally just said like, "Can I swear?"
Of course you can. This is me.
Yeah. Well, I said, "Fuck it. Let me just try." The internet has democratized access to income. As long as you got access to the internet now, and even you could do it on your phone, you could just make money. Like, it's easy.
I think a lot of people at the moment need a bit of escapism.
Yeah.
So is that your thinking?
Yeah, definitely. Like aspirationally, like the house is very like it's an aspirational brand that we're building. But I think that's like the only beginning of the story.
But do you know what, babe? You could have chosen a cheaper house.
Go back to the start. Tomorrow we are going to shoot our Halloween reveal.
G-Day and his team are onto a winner, making a huge amount of money by selling the illusion of wealth. And it's a fantasy many of us are more than happy to buy into. But there's a knock-on effect.
Look at that sea view.
The dream of living a life of luxury has led many to live beyond their means. Nearly 80% of people in the UK are currently living in debt.
We're in beautiful Brighton, and I'm here to meet a lady called Simone. And Simone is a money coach.
I want to ask Simone about our relationship with money and debt.
Hello.
Hello, Simone.
How lovely
I'm
to
Kathy.
see you.
Very nice to see you.
I know who you are. That's fabulous.
Thank
Come
you
in.
for doing this.
My
Thank you very
pleasure.
much.
Would
This
you
is
like
gorgeous.
A cup of tea?
I love a cup of tea. Thanks so much.
Talking about my favourite subject.
Money, money, money. It's such a personal subject, though, is it not?
Yeah, it's a very... everyone has their own relationship to money, but we don't talk about it, do we?
Exactly.
No one really talks about this stuff.
When I was young, back in the last century, you know, everything was done through the banks. And the banks were shut at 3:30. And you couldn't get to the bank at the weekend. So it was quite difficult, if you did have a bank account, to get to your money. But nowadays, with credit cards, you know, unlimited credit cards, it just seems there's an easier access to money that isn't even your own.
It isn't even money. Like, we're not dealing with money anymore. We're not dealing with cash. We're not dealing... You don't look in your wallet and think, OK, how much have I got left here? It's all done on a card and machines, and you don't... It doesn't feel real. It doesn't feel tangible. It's just numbers rather than notes and coins and things.
Yeah.
We're so disengaged with it. We're doing it through...
air.
Yeah, we don't even understand it, do we?
Yeah. A lot of people, they think that money can just appear, you know, that they can just get whatever they want because of credit and credit cards and things like that.
But I'm just sort of thinking, but where does that entitle come from?
It's kind of what they see on telly and the lifestyle that people have, and people suddenly becoming celebrities from from nothing to earning loads of money, and so there's that. But also, a lot of parents don't talk about money and what they can afford and what they can't afford, and get, we don't generally kind of help our children really understand the value of money, and it's a taboo subject.
Yes.
We're more likely to talk about our sex lives than we are to talk about money generally with our friends and stuff.
Are you a saver?
Yeah. As long as I've got a bit of money in savings, it makes you, for some strange reason, feel more secure. I mean, the good thing about getting older is that you've got less time ahead of you to worry about paying for.
When you start earning money, at some level that can feel really uncomfortable because that's, there's a disgust or something around that.
Or guilt, because guilt does, well, it certainly came with it, with me, but then I was really pissed off with myself that I was feeling guilty about earning money. I was like, fuck's sake, you grew up with nothing. You deserve
Good for
this.
you, yeah.
But, then I just found ways for myself to alleviate that guilt. I couldn't wait to start earning money. And I was a babysitter. I was sort of looking after other children when I was 10. For money and fags. I also then had a Saturday job in a bakery, and then I had an after-school job in a laundrette. But I'm like a little Dickensian rat who's been fucking working away since the age of 11. So this is why I'm a lazy, fat, middle-aged woman who's very happy to do as little as possible. I think I deserve it.
Has there been a time in your life where you considered yourself rich?
Oh, God, yeah. I think I'm rich now. I've been rich since I was 25. I've got money to spare, which I think is what being rich is really, is that you've paid your rent, you've got your food, you've got all your clothes, you've got everything you need, but you've still got some money in the bank. A quick read of the tabloids these days, and it appears we have an opinion not just on how much money people have, but also how they earn it. Great, thank you, Danny. I'm catching up with former Love Island star Megan Barton-Hanson, who's had the chance to earn a packet in her time, but has decided to do things her way. Hello, my friend.
How are you?
I'm all right, beautiful. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Very nice to see you. We can't hug, we can't do any of that, mate.
I know, I'm trying to get close to you.
You're not allowed, babe, you're not allowed. Back up.
Come in.
Oh, it's very nice. I remember at the time of you coming out of Love Island, the papers were full of, she can make £1 million in endorsements. And you said to me at the time, yeah, I would have made that if I'd endorsed everything that was chucked at me, but I didn't want to do that. I just want to know now, do you regret not doing all those endorsements, first of all?
Do you know what? I think I wouldn't be human if I sat here and said, oh, I don't regret it one bit. There's times when massive bills come out or I'm not having a great run, there's not really much in my schedule, and I'm thinking, oh, if only I would have done that teeth whitening deal, even though I've got a whole mouth of veneers, I would have been like 10 grand up. But I think I wouldn't have been authentic to me and to my following that I have, and I think that's so important.
During the COVID pandemic, Megan started earning money through a website called OnlyFans.
It's kind of like an Instagram. That's how it started out. But more recently, it's got more press because you can, if you want to, do like explicit stuff on there.
Subscribers pay a monthly fee to get access to the more intimate pictures that Megan chooses to put on there. Have you been earning a decent amount of money?
Yeah, so good. I think each month, maybe anything from like 20 grand to most I think I've done is like 70 grand.
Wow, well that's an amazing amount of money, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really good. I enjoy getting glammed up. My hair and makeup gets done. I get to create the concept myself. Like, it's not this seedy, ropey world that the sex industry used to be in. Even Love Island, we had to parade around in bikinis the whole time. No one has an issue with that. As soon as I take the power into my own hands and set a fee to do that, oh my God, she's such a slut. Not really, I'm smart because I'm doing what everyone else is doing, except I'm getting paid on top.
Exactly.
On OnlyFans, I think I've got like 2,000, 3,000 followers. So if someone messaged me, I'll reply for a tip. So they can have that one-on-one
what
interaction.
do you mean? So they tip you money?
Yeah, to reply.
I see, really, to reply. Why have we got this on Twitter? I don't afford you. Bloody hell.
There was particularly a point in my career where I could have made a hell of a lot of money. And it was very interesting when I got Best Actress at Cannes for Nil by Mouth. It was just extraordinary. I was suddenly invited to polo matches, suddenly invited to things run by Cartier, and Elton John wanted me round for dinner, and it was all very strange. And I thank fuck I didn't do any of it. I just wasn't interested.
So have you got a plan in your head for the future? Because obviously you're earning your money on your looks.
Yeah.
And we all know it doesn't matter how much surgery you have or whatever, but looks fade.
I've always joked with my friends I'd love to have a strip club for women, by women, run by women in Soho. Like, I think that would be great. Like, I'm bisexual, and I think there's not really that element. All strip clubs are very much for the male gaze. So that would be a good idea, I guess.
I sort of think it's great, actually, that young ladies like Megan can be their own boss. So I think good on them.
Are you proud of your wealth?
I'm proud of what I have achieved in my life. You know, when I was a kid, it wasn't that I was happier that when we had money, it was just that I was fuller. So my stomach was full. So that helps you sleep better. So therefore, it's a feeling of contentment as opposed to happiness, really.
So far, everyone I've met has worked for their money. But what if you didn't earn your wealth? What if you were born into it? It's proving hard to find someone that was born into money that's willing to talk about it. And I want to know why that is. What's with all the secrecy? Luckily, an old friend, Lady Anne Lampton, is willing to spill some beans.
You're what I describe as a silver spooner.
Definitely.
And so that was your upbringing?
Yes. I always felt very apologetic from coming from where I came from.
Lady Anne is the daughter of the 6th Earl of Durham, a descendant of one of the richest aristocratic families in the country. For the past 30-odd years, she's been an actor.
Were you aware that you were wealthy?
No, but I was aware that I was Lord and Lady Muck's daughter, because kids used to scream at us when we went places.
Right.
So, and it kind of hate us, and we always pretended to be someone else's cousin or something, because we'd get got at a lot.
Did you ever, with Mum and Dad, did you ever bring up the subject of money with them? Did you ever, even as a kid, go, how much money have we got?
No, we never talked about money. We were not allowed to talk about money.
And why was that?
I suppose you'd think it was vulgar, although that wasn't in my consciousness as such. But I think that you just didn't talk about money.
I used to think, do rich people, people born into money, do they not talk about it because the root of where they've got it?
Well, I
is
think
dirty?
that's something too.
Right.
The Lamptons were coal miners.
Right.
But they were always politicians too.
Right.
Always.
Right.
But there's good coal people and bad, and I'm not sure. I've never dared read up on the Lamptons. I don't
Whether
want to
you were
know.
good or bad. It sounds like you might have been good, actually, because...
I don't know. I think that saying is true, but behind every great fortune is a great crime. I think that's most probably true, whether it's meant to be or not. I think there's some shenanigans there.
It struck me for a long time, actually, that if you're from a working class background, we could be proud of our background, working class roots. You
Yeah.
know? I'm always getting told, oh, I like you, Kath, because you're so down to earth and you've never lost your, your Cockney accent. Proud of your working class roots. But people like you, you're not allowed to be proud.
I am now.
Yeah,
Fuck
good.
it.
Good,
Yeah.
I'm glad. That's lucky, isn't it? If you're born into wealth and you don't have to worry about money. And I haven't got a problem with that at all. But it's looking down on others that haven't been born into it. That's what I've got a problem with. You know, I think our current government, that not one of them have got a clue what it's like to be poor. The posh and the rich, they've had to have gone to Eton, they've had to have gone to Oxford or Cambridge. They're the ones that sit in our parliament and tell us how much a single mother should live on every week. And I just think that shit needs to stop. We won the polls once. Me and my big brother talked about it recently, actually. I said, do you remember when we won the polls? And he went, yes. He said, what did we win? I said, we won £47 in 1970. And it was amazing. Dad obviously went off to the pub, but he left me and my brothers with a tenner. And my brother John went off and he bought us strawberries and cream. And I was as sick as a dog. I just was a greedy twat and ate far too much strawberries and cream for my delicate little, only used to the hard potato tummy, you know.
We're so obsessed with the fantasy of wealth that each week millions of us spend our hard-earned cash on a lottery ticket. The odds of winning the jackpot are nearly 1 in 45 million.
Today we are in wonderful Wigan and I'm about to meet a midwife called Ruth who won £1 million. I just want to sort of find out how much, if at all, has that changed her. Very nice car. Knockety knock knock. Hello. Hello, Ruth.
Ruth won her million back in 2014.
Have you ever had hold of one of these?
Oh, my goodness. Look at this.
Yeah.
I think I might have held one of them, like, in a sketch.
Really? Oh,
We
yes.
did.
The
Wayne
slobs.
and Waynetta won
Of
the
course.
lottery. Yes.
We've won £190 million on a lottery. Quick, tick the maximum publicity box. We've won. I'm gonna be a rich bitch.
Oh, look at this. Brilliant. It's not enough biscuits,
I've
I'm
got
afraid.
2 more packets, don't worry.
Great.
Got them from Aldi, nice and cheap.
Were you a lottery person anyway? Did you do the lottery a lot?
Not religious, no, no. It had been my birthday. Bit of money in cards and things, so I thought, oh, you know what? I'm going to put the lottery on tonight. Put 2 lucky dips on. And the next day, I had an email from the lottery saying there's news about your ticket. Opened it up and the message read, congratulations, you have won £1 million.
Oh, my God.
Getting goosebumps now, just thinking about it. I was just like, what the...
Well, what the fuck?
Exactly, that is exactly what...
You must have been so shocked, really.
Absolutely shocked. Yeah. And I don't know anything about money. Apart from I love spending it.
Yeah. What's really interesting about you is that you decided to carry on working.
I love my job. I work really hard to be a midwife. It's a difficult degree. Why would I give that all up? The NHS paid for my training.
You'd just been bored, I suppose, doing nothing.
Sure, people need a purpose.
Doesn't seem to me like there's a vast amount of difference to how your life was before to how it is now.
To be mortgage-free at 35 is just unbelievable.
It's sort of quite difficult to express the enjoyment of having money to people that you know still have the everyday stresses.
Yeah.
And I remember when I first bought my house, I went round kissing the walls because I just sort of couldn't believe that I owned this bricks and mortar, you know. It's just sort of good to every now and again appreciate what you've got. You know,
Absolutely.
I think that's quite important. You feel that, yeah?
I'm so grateful and appreciative for everything that I've got. I thank my lucky stars every day.
Yeah. You know, it's interesting, isn't it, that money doesn't have to change you if you don't want to change.
Take care.
Thank you so much, darling. Take care. I mean, it just depends on what sort of person you are in the first place. And if you're a flash fuck, then it's going to make you an even flasher fuck. But if you're a decent, hard-working person in the first place, you're just going to want to carry on that way, you know? That's what I feel.
Have you ever worried about money since you became successful?
Yeah, so the big time I was really worried about money, it's funny, isn't it, was when I got sick. I had this major operation. It went well, my surgeon was brilliant. But while I was recovering, I got a hospital bug called C. difficile, and that nearly killed me.
Life-changing incidents can totally alter your perception of money. For some people, the effects of illness can be quite profound. We're in delightful Devon, and I'm going to meet a chap called Wilfred, who's a farmer. Born in Jamaica, Wilfred was raised in inner-city Birmingham, working his way up to landowner. His black farmer brand is now worth over £15 million. So what made you think, you know, one day I want to be a farmer, I want to own my own land?
Yeah, so where did it all start from? Well, my father had an allotment, and I decided from about 11 years old that one day I'd like to get into a position to buy my own farm.
Yeah.
And having land is like putting that stake in the ground.
Yes.
You're no longer a migrant when you own land.
That's so true. Despite the success, a few years ago, everything changed when Wilfred got sick.
When I bought this place, there was that moment of completing the circle. I thought, I've done it. Everything I've strived for, you've got it. And I was doing extremely well. And life has a way of saying, well, boy, you think you're going to settle and relax now. Let me give you something to deal with. And I got whacked with acute myeloid leukemia. And it is brutal.
Yeah.
To get perspective in life is to stare death in the face.
Yes.
Because then it tells you, actually, what is there that's important. And when you get to that point of looking death in your face, you find out that very, very few things matter. And low on that list is money.
Right.
It doesn't even enter your head. And I believe that actually, if people could get their minds around that, their lives would be a lot happier. So,
Well, I just want to contradict you a little bit.
Okay, go on
Just
then.
about the when you stare death in the face and all that, and you realise money isn't that important. But Wilfred, I think that's sort of easy to say when you've got money, you know, because I was very poorly for a long time as well. And the one thing that kept me going was I can afford to be ill.
You can afford, yes.
Do you know what I'm saying? Well, you know, if you're poorly and you can't work, that's incredibly distressing because, you know, how are you going to get your money if you're suddenly sick, if you can't go out to work? So I was just lucky because I had savings and I didn't work for 18 months. My recovery was 18 months. I think I did one job in the middle of it, and that was an acting job, which I had no desire to do, but I did it for the money. But I had a colostomy bag while I was doing that, and, you know, it was quite tough. You know, your life just changes. You know, your whole being changes, so.
It's a great reminder that as human beings, we are fragile. And that actually we can't take things for granted.
Yes.
And that we've got to get sort of perspective in terms of how we value life and what's important. Because it doesn't matter how much money you've got, it doesn't matter how little money you've got, is actually when you sit there and you look at your life and you say, well, actually, what was the purpose of this life? That for me is more important than anything.
Yes.
What advice would you give people watching this, whether they've got money or they haven't, about their riches, their wealth? What advice would you give them?
Well, I suppose the only thing I would say is don't be so hard on yourself, you know, and stop comparing yourself to what somebody else has got or what somebody else hasn't got. You know, I'm really proud that I'm not greedy. I'm not a greedy pig. If you're going to be constantly earning money and it's more and more and more and more, psychologically, it's very difficult to jump off that treadmill. I just sort of think, no, stop. This life is so fleeting. When are you going to just sit and chill and think and look at your kids and have a smile and think? That's a massive achievement. That, to me, is success, you know? So I think on that note, we should go to the pub and it's your fucking round.
Next time, I'll be meeting people at the other end of the scale.
They really make you feel like you're scum now, if you're on benefits or you're poor.
Welcome to the Costa del Jaywick.
To find out how some live on so little.
So you smash your washing up for a bit?
Yeah.
In here, and then you mangle it.
Boil it, smash it, mangle it.
And whether they can get out of poverty.
There's nothing wrong with making money if you make it in the right way and you treat people with respect and give those people the opportunities. It's life-changing.
All we do is...
Smash it up.